Hi guys, thanks for watching first video review of 2018, this Fitbit Alta HR fitness/activity tracker. Really great unit. Thanks to Fitbit for sending it to me in June 2017. I've been using it now for 6 months, which gives us a long-term perspective of this device and how it fits into your training and everyday life. There is a lot to really like about this device, and I don't often say that about pieces of electronic equipment. There's a lot to like about it, but there is in this case. And there's not a lot not to like. So I'll deal with the shorter list first. Firstly, the height of this thing is quite narrow, potentially as a result. It's quite high. So if you wear this to work, this is mostly for the gentlemen or people who wear business shirts. Not so much French cuffs, but button cuffs. Your business shirt sleeve can catch on the top of this. Also, when I wear my winter overcoat, it also can catch on this when I'm putting it on, taking it on and off. So it's a little bit annoying, especially if you've got taking your jackets on and off every day, but it's a minor thing. It's just something to be aware of. The band isn't super robust. I've got a little nick in here. There's a little close-up overlay now. Don't know how that happened. I've worn it on the farm a few times, not a lot. I've got other watches which seem to be similar material. Haven't had them as long, but they haven't sustained the same amount of damage. So I'm not quite sure if that's reflective of the band or it got a really decent knock. I'm not sure, but that's something to be aware of. Fortunately, the band's very easy to change. You can see these little clips here. You basically press those in and off it comes. So you can replace the band. Just something to be aware of. Also, they've got, the band's got this little cross hatching. If you're wearing this in an active context, so running or whatever, it will collect dirt and sweat. And this band's packed with the very famous Northern Rivers of New South Wales red soil. So the other thing is the lights. These little alien lights. If you have a partner, expect to be told one morning if you've worn it to bed that these damn lights were in your eyes. I don't think you can put this to sleep. When you take it off and put it down, it goes into a sleep mode. I'd like to be able to force it to turn off just to prolong the battery life. The other thing is this particular model, so it's reflective of the model, not a product oversight, because you can get waterproof models. You can't wear it in the shower and you can't wear it swimming. So if you want to wear something like this swimming, you cannot wear this in the pool or do so at your own risk. So if you're a swimmer and you want an activity tracker, this isn't for you. On to what is really good about this device, because there is a lot that's great about this device. Firstly, the simplicity of it. It's not basic, it's simple. It's easy to configure through a very well designed and usable, in my case, iPhone or iOS app. You can set how your watch face is set up, whether you want heart rate, steps, what data points you want, basically. Very configurable. You can also configure if you want your phone to send notifications or alerts to your device, which I really love because I have my phone set to silent and no vibrates. So if I get a message or whatever, I don't know unless I pick my phone up, which I try not to do because I don't want distractions, particularly at work. However, I can have this thing so it very discreetly vibrates if I've got a message and the message streams across the screen and lets me know who the incoming call is from. So that's really cool, and you can turn it on and off. Like I said, the iOS app, as I said before, is very well designed. You can configure what data you're shown. You can see monthly trends. I won't go into all the features. You can check it out on your app store, but really great iOS app. Often with devices like this, the app itself is an afterthought, but like I said, Fitbit's paid a lot of attention to that, which I think indicates how much attention they pay to their products as a whole, because the apps are now becoming a very important part of that. When you're just moving around, this goes into sleep mode. So to check the time, in my case, I just lift it. It's got an accelerometer and goes from a blank screen to the time. Then to cycle through the data, you basically just tap through and it goes heart rate, whatever other data points you've got. So that's really cool. You can do food tracking, all that stuff. I don't worry about that. I just want active time, heart rate, time of day, the date, all that sort of stuff. The tracking, it does food, water, all that sort of stuff. I don't get into the food or the water. You can use other apps for food, but to me, that's just too distracting. I just wanted a really simple activity tracker, and that's what this is for, and that's what it does. I think once you start worrying about all that stuff, you spend all your time measuring stuff. I think it's counterproductive for a lot of people, not for everyone. Battery life on this is great. It lasts like 4 or 5 days of constant use. It's fantastic, really fast recharge. Here's the recharger here, clip on to the back. You can see the little prongs there going to the port on the back. Like I said, really fast USB recharge, and the battery life is fantastic. It's good for running. You can't use it swimming, but if you run with a heart rate strap, if you run in hot conditions like I do, the heart rate strap can start slipping, particularly over time. Doesn't matter how good the heart rate monitor is, but because it's on the wrist, that's obviously overcome. So I really like that. Now onto the things that I think are probably the best features of this and the really strong selling points. Sleep tracking. It's got really great sleep tracking. I've tried using sleep tracking with a phone under the pillow. That's just, it's annoying more than anything. A wrist is a natural place for a human these days, or a lot of humans, to wear something. So put it on your wrist and it tracks your sleep. And I've learnt through 7 months of use that I don't get enough deep or REM sleep. So that's something I need to deal with to overcome waking in the morning feeling sort of groggy and overly tired. So I never really would have known that unless I'd been using this. So that's really useful, and you can track your sleep over time. From the night before, you can track your 30-day average, and you can benchmark against your, I think, definitely your age and I think your sex. So it's really useful in that regard. The monthly summary, you get a monthly digest email straight to your inbox. I subscribe to the maxim that if you're not in someone's inbox, in terms of marketing, whatever, you don't really exist. So I don't have to go to another app or open my phone. I get an email straight to my inbox saying how many steps, what my sleep's been like, what my activity's been like each day or each month. It's just really cool, and the email is really well designed. Like I said, really good attention to detail by Fitbit. And the other part I really love about this is resting heart rate tracking. So I received this in June last year, about 3 weeks before the Gold Coast Half Marathon, my first half marathon with 3 weeks training. And I watched my resting heart rate go from 62, which is quite high for me. When I'm fit, my resting heart rate's about 40, 42. But I watched it go. I could track it going from around 62 to around 52 in a month. So that's really useful. If you like using heart rate as a proxy of fitness, or resting heart rate as a proxy of fitness, you can do so with this, and that's really useful to see how you're trending over time, because I think trends are, it's self-evident. Trends are the most useful way to see how you're tracking over time. All the daily data points are just too much. Just give me the trend over time to see how I'm going. That's just me though. So yeah, like I said, this is a really awesome device. It keeps out of the way. It's not distracting. It's simple without being basic. So it's simple, but it's not basic. And it does what it needs to do. It keeps out of the way. It tracks your movements throughout the day. Most usefully, I think, for a lot of people, steps just for basic activity. If you're like really hardcore, if you want really hardcore data points, this isn't for you. But if you just want basic tracking of sleep and heart rate and steps and the time, this is for you. So like I said, it's a very saturated market. If the Fitbit Alta HR has been on your radar, I do not think you will be disappointed with this device. It's a great little device. It's not expensive. Do check it out. It's well worth your money, and it's well worth your time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for Fitbit for sending me this. I'm still wearing it 7 months later, which I think indicates to you how useful and great this little device is. It's still getting used every single day. Thanks for watching. Subscribe up there. Next video up there. Comments and questions down below. Ask me anything about the device. And there are also some buy links down there too. Don't feel obliged to use them, but if you do, I get a small commission, which helps keep these reviews coming and the site going. Thanks for watching. See you next time.